So today we're exploring the question of, do you need to be a smart person to be a freight broker, to be an entrepreneur, to run a successful business? And in my opinion, that depends on what you mean when you say smart. Because some people say that smart is a person who went to school, graduated high school at the top of their class, went on to college, did really well while they were there, and they've mastered that education system as far as school is concerned. And they call that a smart person, and I can understand that. Well, I don't think it takes that kind of smarts to be a successful freight broker. As a matter of fact, I know it doesn't. It doesn't take that type of smarts to be a successful entrepreneur, because I am a successful freight broker. I am a successful entrepreneur, and I'm not that type of smart in any way, shape, form, or fashion, because I don't have an interest in being that type of smart. I don't have an interest in going out and studying for a long period of time just to take a test so that somebody can grade the test and say, oh, you made a 95 on the test, and I feel a sense of accomplishment. I don't get a thrill out of learning that way. I am more of a person who wants to take something and learn it and then go and do it and get a certain thing from it. That is worth my learning it. For example, I don't waste any of my time reading a book that's fiction, because it just doesn't arouse me to want to read that type of book. It doesn't arouse my intelligence to want to read that type of book. I am a person that if I read, I'm going to read a self-development, self-improvement book. You know, something like an autobiography of a business person that did really well. Those are the type of books that interest me, not books of fiction. You know, but at the same time, how I look at smart is how well a person negotiates this thing called life. I see smart a little bit different than most people. Smart to me is God has given me a life, and it's one life. And I can either get a whole lot out of my life or not get much at all. And I want to make sure that I'm getting all that I can get out of my life. That takes a lot of energy. That takes a lot of effort. That takes intelligence. And that is what I call smart. Maybe a little bit different from what everybody else says it is. And it doesn't mean that I'm right and they're wrong, or they're right and I'm wrong. I think it's just how we see it. So I don't think it's about being smart when it comes down to that school smart, to be a business owner, to be an entrepreneur. I think it's more about, hey, how driven are you? How willing are you to go after it every single day? You know what I think it takes more than anything else? Is having the will to make decisions. You know, you have to have that willpower within you to say, hey, I'm okay with making decisions that are tough decisions, because I know sometimes I'm going to make the wrong decision. And I'm going to learn from that, and I'm going to keep making decisions, because I know in order for me to win, I have to get good at making decisions. Decision making, executing is the most important thing when it comes down to building something, building a business, in my opinion. One of the most important, I should say. So I think that's more important than whether you was a guy that or girl that was really smart in school. I think that's way more important. I don't think that can hurt you. I think it's more important to have good decision-making skills. And that's something that's developed. That's something that you can learn to do. And I think the next thing that is important is understand that you're running a marathon and don't quit. People win in life simply for the fact sometimes that they don't quit. They keep enduring, they keep moving forward, even in the face of adversity. When it seems like they're not going to get to their goal, they just keep going. They keep moving forward. When they're tired, they keep moving forward. When they're worried, they keep moving forward. It doesn't matter. They just keep going regardless of what happens. Because it's really not about what happens to you in your life. What happens in life happens to all of us. We all at some point endure hardship. We go through different challenges. We all lose loved ones at some point in our lives. That's just life. That's how it works. So it's not about what happens. It's how we respond to what happens. And when you're responding in a way that meets the challenge, you keep getting closer and closer and closer to your goal. And it builds something within you. It builds your confidence. It helps you to know that you can overcome things, because that's something you're going to need to know on your way, on your journey, is that you can overcome challenges, because we're all going to be presented with challenges. And that's the difference between people who succeed and people who don't. The people who succeed go through the challenges, they get over the challenges, and they get to their goal, regardless of what they face. And those that don't succeed, they are stopped by those challenges. And then they provide some excuse of why they didn't make it. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I'm not a guy that thinks that it's all about being this really smart guy, especially when it comes down to smart as far as school is concerned, how well a person did in school. I think it's more so about having good decision-making skills, developing those skills over time, executing, and then not quitting, keep pressing forward. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. I hope this information has been helpful. See you at the top, because the bottom is much too crowded.